What's up guys? Welcome back to Lumafusion 101 Part 3. Congratulations guys, you are at the final stage of the basics. So today we're going to make a quick subscribe button using a transitions and titles. Now, full disclosure, my subscribe button that you see pop up right now, that is actually purchased from a gentleman named Rob HK. He does a lot of Lumafusion tutorial videos, and he has a website where he sells his items. His are better than mine right now, and I purchased them. I mean, it's just easier for what I needed to do and in the time frame, and they're also really low cost. So definitely check him out. I'm gonna link his website. His YouTube is Rob HK. That's it, ROBHK. Just go look for him. Very informative. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff. It's really how I learned a lot of the stuff I started to know. So yeah, he is more further along than basics, which is why I'm doing a basic one. There's not really as many people doing the beginning stuff, but his keyframing is phenomenal. His speed ramping is unmatched. So definitely check him out. I'm not paid to say that. I'm literally just a fan. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Lumafusion. We're going to do a really quick title and really quick transition, and then we're going to export and we're done. Then we move on to color grading or color correcting next. All right, let's go ahead and jump in Lumafusion and get started. All right, guys, so as you see, I've already duplicated our project and retitled it, and we're back in. Now, if you look over here on the right, you see what we didn't notice the last time. Our audio goes a little bit longer than our video, and that was an issue for me. So now we don't have that problem. So let's go real quick. We want to put a quick subscribe up here. We're not going to do the box. We're not going to do all of that. I can show you how to do those things, but I really want this to just be the basics of how to do a title. So come down here to the bottom to the circle with a plus in it, and let's go ahead and click on that and click overlay title. So that gives us a nice little 4-second title to pop up here. And we're going to go ahead and edit it because we don't want it to say your text here, and we don't want it to be in the middle. So go ahead and highlight your title and click your edit screen, your button to go to your edit screen. Now, as you see, it's a little bit different on the titles than it is on a video footage. And that biggest difference is you can't control the speed here. It's going to be your titles, your color and effects, and your frame and fit. We're going to stay in titles today just because that's what we're working on. So over here on the right, you have your controls to change your title. So let's go ahead and click our Dropbox down, and that brings up all of your title controls, and it highlighted all of these for you. Now, as you see, you have some presets in here that you can go through, and if you like the way they look, like I like this red and blue, so we're gonna go ahead and click that preset, and it just changed our title to be red with a blue outline. Now you can go through and do all of this manually, which we are going to change the edge color here, the outline. I would rather it be black because I think black is going to stand out better against this blue background. Actually, even a dark gray would be a little bit better. Now, let's stick with black. All right. Okay, so now we're going to come up here. You see this square with a pencil in it? That's your edit text button. So go ahead and hit that. And it gives us the ability to edit the text on screen, which we're just going to change to say subscribe. And then you click your done, which I think for you is somewhere in this area, but because I'm on the Mac, it's down here. And that brings us, now we have our subscribe, have it saying what we want. I don't like it in the default Arial MT. I do like though the Arial rounded. I think that's a little better for a subscribe button. It's actually a little bit, I like it. It's nice and bubbly, but it's also clean. And now we're going to go into our frame and fit window, and we're going to just move our subscribe button down to the bottom, and we're going to readjust our size. Put it where we want it to be. And let's take a look at it. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of it here. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it stands out the way I want it to. So let's go ahead and go back into our editing our title. And we're going to go back into the title screen. And let's go ahead and bring our menu for titles up. And click on your plus sign up here on the upper right hand side. And let's create a shape layer, which is the one in the middle. Now the default is a box or a rectangle, which is what we want, but you do have other options. Actually, let's try this with a diamond. A diamond is different, not done very often. And let's make our diamond gray, a dark gray, a lighter, actually very light gray. And let's go ahead and bring our opacity on this color down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now you can see your subscribe, but it's a little faded and it's in the background, and I don't necessarily like that. So what we're gonna do is, you see these three lines, if you click on those, you can now drag it up, and these menus work the opposite of the timeline. So what is on the bottom is going to be on the front of the screen. Okay, so now we need to move our shape over just a bit though, so that it centers on the subscribe. There we go, that looks a little better. Now, what really is troublesome right now, if you look at this is in the center of the screen, which is not where we put it. The reason it's there is because that's just where it goes to by default on this screen. If you actually back out or come over here to any of the other screens, if you come back over to frame and fit, you'll see everything moved back down where we had it, which is a good thing that I checked, because we're gonna move it up just a bit. Now let's go back out of here and let's play this real quick and see what it looks like. Okay, it's not bad. It's a little harsh coming in and out, but that's where transitions come in. So we're gonna come in about just a few frames in, and we're gonna hit our plus sign down here again, and we're gonna add a transition. Now, the transition we added should have it fade in. Yeah, and we'll come here, we'll stop it real quick, and we'll add another transition, because what we're putting in is a cross dissolve. So that's gonna have it fade in and then fade out, which doesn't look bad, but it also doesn't look super eye-catching. So if you want to change the type of transition you're using, just go ahead and expand your timeline so you can see the transitions a little better. Click on the purple part, which is your actual transition. Let's first of all make sure they match in length. Just under a second each, that's fine. Okay, so once you have it highlighted, down here at the bottom, this little book with a star on it, this is where all of your transitions lie. Now, Lumafusion comes with a decent amount of built-in transitions, but you can buy more. Again, like I said, RobHK, great place to buy them from. So really, it's up to us what we want it to do. I've played around with all of these, and the ones I like the best are the slides. So we're gonna have this slide right to come in, and then slide right to go back out. Now, it's telling you which direction it's going to on the in and which direction it's coming from on the out. So logically, you would say, well, if I swiped right in or slid right in, I would slide left out, but that's not the way it goes. It would just slide to the left, or from the left, if that makes any sense. All right. Let's watch it go through now. I like that. Pretty quick, pretty basic, and it gets the job done. Now, here's the other problem. This video just starts and the video just ends. So we're going to real quick, we're going to go and do the exact same thing, not with the slides. We're just going to come in a few frames here, and we're going to add a transition. We're going to leave this as the cross dissolve, but we're going to add it on each layer. We want our music to fade in, we want our picture to fade in, and then we want to come down to the other end, and we want to do the same thing with the out. Now with the out, unfortunately, you are going to have to reposition every single time. And then just make sure you have them. There we go. All right, they're all the exact same length. Now let's watch it go through. Congratulations, guys. You just created your first video. Now let's upload it. So what we're gonna do is you come over here. If you spend any time on Apple products whatsoever, you know what this button right here is for. This is your share and export button. So go ahead and click on that and you have a list of the different ways you can share or export. The movie is your full movie, audio only is self-explanatory. A snapshot is just a picture of whatever is on your playhead at the time. Your Lumafusion project package is literally your timeline. It creates a package. It's a great way to offload if you think you might work on this again, but you don't want to keep everything on your device. This is a great way to offload it to something else and hold on to it, and you can bring it in and just get right back where you started. Your XML project package is the same thing, only it's set up for Final Cut. The XML project package is an add-on. So if you don't use Final Cut, don't pay for it. That's plain and simple. We're going to be doing a movie. So let's go ahead and hit movie. And again, you have a list of different places you can upload your movie to. This is a list that is very easily edited. Just click here and this is everywhere you can possibly add to it. So if you use Vimeo, if you use Dropbox, if you use a OneDrive or a Narbox, these are going to be the way to do it. We are going to upload directly to YouTube. So let's go ahead and click that button. Now the reason we're doing it directly to YouTube as opposed to saving it to our device and then uploading later is a twofold. One, uploading from your device later is going to take longer. It's harder to get it uploaded to YouTube. It's not as fast. Lumafusion is integrated in a way that it can actually upload this video very quickly. The other reason is that, remember I said at the beginning with Storyblocks that Lumafusion does all the work behind the scenes on that to make sure that your footage is approved to be used. This is how they do it. If you don't upload directly from Lumafusion, they don't take care of whitelisting that for you, if that makes any sense. All right, so up here at the top, mine says change to last YouTube export settings. You can click that to change to ideal export settings, and then it will just put a star next to everything that is set for the ideal for this. This is the settings I normally use for YouTube. You definitely want to just check with YouTube and see what their best settings are. I check on a regular basis just to make sure, but these are generally what I use. I never go below a quality on the video quality. I never go below the 30 megabytes per second. It makes a slightly bigger file, but it's definitely worth it because you're sending them as much information as possible. And yeah, and these I never touch. I just leave them to whatever the video is set at, unless I am creating something with a transparency, but that's not anything we're doing right now. And if you wanted to do just the video without the audio, this is where you change it. You can do video only or video and audio. All right, so you have your length of your export that it's going to be, and you have how big your file is, plus how much space you have available to use. And then down here at the bottom, this is already set up for a different YouTube account that I use for a digital ministry. But this is where you click this circle with the arrow, and that's where you sign into your YouTube. And then go ahead and click the export share button again, and it will start exporting to YouTube. And it will honestly only take a few seconds. I'm not going to export this because I don't want to have to go back and delete it, but I would love to see yours. So go ahead and hit that button, export it out. I'm gonna hit this so you can see the next screen where you can change your category. You can put your title in. I would leave the description and the tags alone for now. I would actually log into the YouTube Studio to do those, because I think you never know what it's going to be until you're ready to go public with it. And by default, Lumafusion will send it to YouTube under private. Now, I would change this. If this is one I was actually going to post, I would change it to unlisted, let it sit for about 24 to 48 hours. So just in case Storyblocks does try to say, no, you can't use this footage, you have the ability to get it taken care of faster before you actually go public with it. So do it on unlisted, then you can change things around, you can look at it, you can go to your page and view it, just things like that, and then you can go public with it from YouTube. Okay, that's it. Once you've hit all of those, you have exported a video. So congratulations. You just made your first video. You just uploaded it to YouTube, and hopefully you just sent me a link in the comments to your unlisted video so I can go watch it and see how you did. And that's it. That's the basics, guys. So next video is going to be color correction. I'm going to film something specifically for you to use for that, and we're gonna have fun. So from here on out, it gets really hard. So spend some time on these three, do them over and over, get the basics down, and then we're gonna just dive in head first and get started on color correcting. Until then, guys, go ahead and like and share if you've learned anything. And if you want to know when the next video comes up, just hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you can be notified. If there's anything else you want to see, anything coming up you want to learn how to do, hit me up in the comments. I'd be more than happy to help and to create a video for it. All right, so until next time, guys, just stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and keep editing.